So you introduce us. Do you have a name?
Oh yeah.
Pick a name quick.
Hello everyone, I'm Dave Lucia, and I'm here with Whack the Hack.
And we are here presenting to you the Crystal Key. I hate the Crystal Key.
What is that? Is Earthlight the
Internet Explorer
the
of game developers? Yes.
Well, okay. All right. So that is a very stylish little. We're just starting off with a flickering mouse cursor.
Get used to it.
Okay.
Weeks ago, our planet
I cannot hear a single word that's being said.
We intercepted a signal from beyond the stars.
In binary.
And in binary. And in English.
Is that an actual translation from binary?
Apparently. Also, we then located Origin by magnifying.
Oh, EA is going to be mad about that.
As it drew closer, it deployed powerful satellites. The tides began to change, and the next 2 days saw devastating.
Okay, so is this a sci-fi game?
Tectonic upheaval.
Yeah, this is sci-fi.
It became
Alright.
clear that our unknown assailant was this same Osgard.
So quiet.
Don't worry, there's not that many words to be heard.
Ooh. That 80s synth soundtrack though.
Now, in order to save our
This is late
civilization,
90s.
you must leave
But
us.
that's
So
what it
was
sounds
early
like.
O's.
That's what it sounds like though. Is one of those 80s hard-boiled sci-fi soundtracks. Alright, what are we actually doing? Aside from going into hyperspace.
We are looking for the key. How do we know we need the key? No idea.
Well, I mean, what's the general, plot?
Well,
You are our planet's last.
Oh, okay.
so, you see, we have a planet's last hope because an alien ship appeared above Earth and has deployed satellites that have totally screwed up the tides.
Uh-huh. Alright. So we're going... Oh my! What was
Ow,
that?
my head.
What?
I was just testing out the zoom function because this game has a zoom function.
There's a zoom function. Oh no.
I discovered it while trying to record this thing because shift is zoom in.
Do we ever have to use that zoom function to pixel hunt?
No, but it makes a couple easier.
Okay. Oh.
So we've landed our ship in a lovely field.
Right off the bat, I am immediately reminded of Beyond Atlantis.
Maybe there's a connection somewhere?
No. What would make you say that?
Well, this was, oh god, sorry. I was still trying to figure out how this worked. This is published by Dreamcatcher, so that's a good start, right?
Around
This
the
is
same
probably
time as Beyond Atlantis, as it happens.
Except this is infinitely worse than Beyond Atlantis.
It was made by a different developer.
Yeah, Earthlight, the Internet Explorer. We've already established this. They even have the same logo.
They also don't have a Wikipedia page, so that's very promising.
Yeah. And somehow this got a sequel. A sequel I will not be touching.
Okay, so we're in some kind of temple.
This is the safe house, actually. This is the one rock house that Osgard never found. And somehow it's the very first thing we found.
Logic.
So yeah, I'll just quickly catch you up to everything you need to know. Osgard is a warlord who tried to kill the Arconians. The Arconians somehow defeated him, but did not destroy him.
I'm I'm just confused as to why we're doing all of these things that we're doing at the
Oh,
moment.
don't worry. So am I. I'm doing it because you can't continue if you don't.
We're just stuffing all of these very, very thick books into our body.
No,
levitating
actually, see
them
the
inside
little
of us.
thing in the lower left corner? That's an actual full-on backpack.
Oh, so we're levitating them into our backpack.
Correct.
Okay.
You'll get used to
well,
the levitation fairly quickly.
At least we're not just like stuffing them down our pants or something.
That's what they did in Beyond Atlantis.
Yeah.
This game is way too classy for that.
So I'm gonna assume we're not going to get some E for everyone boobs in this one.
No, I'm afraid not.
That's probably for the best. So there's a bunch of
See those symbols? Yeah, you might notice the same symbols on the books.
Oh. Okay.
Except for that one.
So do we have to use those books in some specific order, or?
Yes, to access the other area that appeared in the sunlight.
Huh. And I still don't understand why we're actually doing anything.
I don't either. Like, the game honestly just says, now you need to find the key, and it does not explain to you what the key is, what it does, how we know about it, or, you know, how that'll help.
Just kind of throws you right in and expects you to figure it out for yourself.
And that's the thing. Apparently, like, the only thing we know is that Osgard's attacking us, but even Osgard doesn't know about the key. Like, how did we find out?
Magic. Science fiction magic. Okay, so we weighted the shelf to open a door.
Yes.
Yeah.
A door you can't even see.
Oh, right
Now,
there. Okay.
I will say this, you know, Myst 4 like did the same sort of thing with like the moments where you can like move. Myst 3 and Myst 4 you like has these types of scenes too, but they had no jumping for most of it. This one has a travel video for literally all of it, with rare exception. Which makes it when I'm using ISOs because screw discs. Discs has like a 5-second loading for every single video.
Yeah. Ooh, planets. And a Stargate.
Yeah, that Stargate is actually a Stargate. FYI.
Oh no. We're gonna go into that level of like, oh boy. Oh,
Absolutely.
Do they crib things?
This is a sad day indeed. We begun translating the governor's message to all the colonies. We're just about ready to go ourselves. The books and the last key have been hidden away. Father says we should destroy them so they won't fall into Osgard's hands. But the rest of us voted against that, in case we ever come back. Besides, Osgard has never found this gatehouse, and never will.
Yeah. Okay.
Imagine what he would do if he
What?
got hold of our portal technology. Coming!
Okay,
Well,
why was this hidden in the
Goodbye.
basement?
Because all the portals that we find have these imagers next to them, basically. With Arconian messages, because all the Arconians fled back to home planet.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this puzzle's terrible. See, there's the same thing that we saw with like the same arrangement.
Little box,
But-
yeah.
But if you look at how long the text the text is, for, you know, on each line, and like tilt your head to the right, that's the actual puzzle solution.
What? Alright. So, did they expect anybody to actually figure out how to beat this game?
Well, people did. Like, this isn't a hard puzzle; it's just a bad one. Like, the first line of text is long, so long, then short, then short. By the way, you know that epic quest? Like, the entire point is to find the crystal key.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's the entire point of our quest.
And there it is. Ah, well, job done. All right, it looks like we're done here. That was a fast game.
And like that's exactly it. Like now we have it. Did we not know what we were supposed to do with it? How did we find out what we were supposed to do with it?
We're gonna use it to dial the Stargate.
Completely and totally correct.
Oh, please tell me it does the Stargate wormhole and everything.
No, it does not. That would be too complex.
Too awesome.
Also that.
What is this interface?
You touch it and then take the key out, and you have time to go back and stand somewhere, and then
suddenly Stargate. Oh. What?
ow.
That sounded... Yeah, that was a pretty heavy thump.
Now I'm not funny. I just really needed, because death states, I have to actually save it sometimes.
I'm sorry that I completely ruined your save game joke.
No. The instant anyone saw that ring, it was the very first thing they thought.
So we have
cave is too dark to go into.
death states coming up.
I'm gonna skip the first one because it's just a waste of time.
Right.
Like I'll just point out where the death state would be.
But
and,
there are assorted
Not
death
many.
states in this game.
There's not many, but there are some, and I will show them off because death states are fun.
Only if they're accompanied by hilarious animations and or voice acting.
Oh, don't you worry. There's also going to be accompanied by absolutely hilarious attempts at being scary.
That kind of seems like it wouldn't fit in with the rest of the theme that the game has going on so far.
It somehow does. I'll admit, the game... There's two things the game gets right. The atmosphere is about right, and the graphics are jaw-droppingly gorgeous for the time. That is all I'm going to say in the game's favor.
It doesn't look bad. I mean, is it really fair to say that like pre-rendered adventure games have good graphics in the first place, though? Because
yeah, like when we get to Myst eventually, I'm going to be pointing out that they were all like graphically revolutionary except for Myst 5.
I know, but it seems like kind of a hollow compliment, since like the pre-rendered kind of adventure game seems like it would be the easiest thing to get really good graphics in, since that's mostly what they have to focus on.
You know what? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, the Crystal Key doesn't get that one either. Then
it's like yeah, this looks way better than like Deus Ex does, but there's so much less to the actual game.
Yeah, because the thing, I still admit that the tech was also revolutionary. This was one of the first games to do this type of moving video thing.
Yeah, and that's a fair enough point to give the game as well. It goes in favor for all of the adventure games, really.
The problem is the game turns out to be a bit of a glorified tech demo.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna jumpstart this moon buggy.
No, we just took the cables because we need them later.
Oh, it just works fine.
And we just automatically know how to use it.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. We flew a spaceship here in the first place, right?
No, actually, it did it by itself, and you'll see how I know that later.
That is a highly, over-elaborate steering wheel. And that is a very fast moon buggy.
And somehow we knew we needed to come out here.
Like, that moon buggy was moving like it was a Star Wars speeder, not like it was a moon buggy that had 6 wheels.
Technology.
And this is totally just Tatooine now as well. Like, thanks.
Shh. This came out before Phantom Menace, I think.
No, 2000.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And Tatooine was in the original series as well.
I knew that. It's just, I always think of Tatooine in the original because Lego Star Wars. Okay, so that multi-tool we just picked up,
Uh-huh.
we have averted the first death state.
Yay!
That's why I say it's a waste of time. Like, literally, the only if we don't have the multi-tour, it just gets a game over screen, and if we have it, then we continue. That's why I say it's a waste of time.
Fantastic. And there's a large... We are totally just levitating that.
The levitation powers get dumber and dumber as the game goes. Like, at one point we jump a fence, and we do it just by looking up, going, and then coming down.
Like, they're not even trying to hide the fact that it's just levitation. Like, do we have superpowers in the context of this game?
No. We just levitate because and head bobbing is hard.
Animating stuff is too difficult.
Also, our walking speed ranges from about 2 kilometers an hour to 20, 30, 40 kilometers an hour.
It's a brisk pace.
So there's all this equipment in this power station, and the only thing we have to worry about is handles. You can't even look at the other stuff.
Clearly, it's too complicated for the man who could operate that Star Wars speeder without even,
Well, here's our complex puzzle for turning on all the power.
Just gonna jam the stick into it.
Yay!
Fantastic. Puzzle solving. In the best way possible.
Yep. I have no idea why I shut my inventory.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, do you have to close your backpack ever?
No. They did it because it looks fancy.
Yeah. Okay, so we turned on a generator.
We turned on the generator of the everything back there. So let's go back there and see what we can see.
Fantastic. And is
Except
that going to be...
spoiler alert, we're gonna get the world probably the dumbest interrupt in gaming. And I mean that very seriously. Like you know how sometimes there'll be a little plot intrusion that slows everything down for a bit?
Yeah.
This is the worst example of that ever.
That is totally just a speeder. Oh my god. No. I'm sorry. That buggy would not be able to turn like that if it had wheels.
Shush. Now, okay, so explain to me the rationale. Explain to me the rationale of why our character just stands here and doesn't move for the next 20 seconds.
Sandstorm.
No. Ship landing.
Oh.
We're just standing here.
And that's an Imperial officer.
We have died. And by died, I mean we've been captured.
So if we didn't have the multi-tool? Or is that coming up still?
If we don't have the multi-tool, then this cutscene ends in a game over. If we do have it, then we continue.
Oh. And now we're just being thrown into the Death Star. God!
Now, here's a continuity error. Osgard does not have portal technology. The hologram head said that, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and the idea is that they went and threw, late game spoiler, no one cares. The idea is that Osgard got thrown into our system and he can't get back, and that's the idea, right?
Uh-huh.
So, but we were on an Arconian colony ship, so the guards went back to the Arconians, captured us, and brought us back to our star system. Even though they can't get back, they can't do that. the game just said they can't.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. We're in the Death Star right now. Nothing else matters. Like, I mean, and there's more love. Oh, they couldn't even just move you closer to the wall.
There is no reason why these bolt cutters would not work, by the way.
It's not working.
But the idea is that the bolt cutters don't work. And you're supposed to use the torch on the front, but I'm an idiot and can't figure it out.
I don't blame you.
So I'm just gonna spend a minute or two just like being dumb with levitation.
Yeah. Like, if you're gonna steal things from other more popular franchises, you could at least try to be a little more subtle about it, you know? Like, this is literally just the Death Star brig, like that Princess Leia was held in.
But being being clever and inventive is hard.
And I did they think that they could have gotten away with it or something? Like, this was not released at a point of time where Star Wars was, not cared about.
Is this the part where we figure out the torch? Is this where we figure out the torch? This is not where we figure out the torch. I'm an idiot. Oh, yes, I do. I figured out the torch. Sorry.
So instead of
bolt cutters, we cut the bolts with a torch.
We're just gonna burn them off, because that makes so much more sense. Yeah.
Okay, so here's what gets me. So we use the multi-tool for the torch, right?
I'm not gonna get over how just ridiculous these animations are.
All the levitation.
Okay, so the multi-tool, yes.
Okay, so now we use the torch. Now we're going to use it for the bolt cutter because there's a pin blocking the mechanism's way, right? So we'll use that. And snippity snip. Now, I hope you liked that multi-tool because it is now gone.
It just disappears from our inventory. Fantastic. Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, please tell me this is actually the hallway for the brig on the Death Star as well.
I don't remember what the internals looked like, but I'm pretty sure they were less gaudy than this.
I can't even tell what we're looking at.
Okay, we're looking down a hallway.
Oh no, that looks kind of looks like Star Wars. It ends differently though, so there is at least that. They didn't rip it off wholesale.
And of course, if they wanted to do the Star Wars thing, they didn't do a very good job of it.
No.
Because Star Wars had actual fights and stakes and multiple characters. We get nameless, faceless levitation man running away from everything.
And one other character who had no dialogue at all toward us.
There'll be two more of those hologram heads, by the way. But yeah, our character gets nothing interesting to do until the only heroic thing we do is at the very end, and yeah, it's we do exactly one proactive thing.
Wow, and we spin around halfway up the ladder too.
Spooky ladder.
Oh, we are just a superhero, and now we're in a Borg cube. Thanks.
I wonder if this was all intentional, because this all just looks like a cluttered mess to me.
Okay,
remember what I said about us running away from everything?
Yeah. Oh my god, this is just a Borg cube now.
I'm very serious about us running away from everything, because we're going to look in here,
And we're
going
gonna
to
see a Borg.
see. Well, no, we're going to see the bad guy telepathically murdering someone.
The Force, yeah.
The Force.
His lack of faith was disturbing.
So, like, Osgard saw us, I think. So.
But he wasn't even
nope.
looking our way.
Like, ostensibly he saw us, and he's going to come out this door, and like, as soon as we try to leave. And this is Death State 1, which is why I saved nope, nope, nope. If you keep trying to run down the hallway, then this happens. These sound effects, man. These sound effects.
Well. And there's a smiley face above us.
Oh god, I didn't even notice. So we got telepathically murdered, and that's because Osgard saw us and like telepathically murdered us, right?
Uh-huh.
So, guess how we escape?
By going straight into... Are we gonna jump into a garbage chute?
No. Way less subtle. We're going to step 2 steps to the left. He looks at us and doesn't care.
Oh. What? But he could... we weren't even hidden.
No, we were literally 2 steps to the left. So he deserves what's going to come to him eventually.
Wow. Okay. Alright, so where are we going now?
I'm just gonna establish like what's over here. So there's like a control panel with mysterious Osgarian language symbols on it.
So is that an important control panel?
Yeah, that'll be useful later.
Yay!
Deadly foreshadowing. So then, this is just a circle because that's just a 4-panel circle.
These corridors look really difficult to navigate because of how like dark they are and everything.
So Osgard's staring out into space. We're not going to stay by that window so he doesn't see us.
He kind of disappeared.
No, he was just sitting there in a chair.
Okay, so what are we doing at the moment?
We're now having... I just did that because we don't have to do it later, because you'd have to do it later if you don't do it now. Now we're going to try to escape the ship.
And we're gonna fly down the ladder shaft again.
When I originally played this when I was a kid, I was so confused because there's a ladder, but we're like it's an elevator.
Yeah, and it's making like a turbo lift sound as well. Like,
I know.
Shoo. It's like
I got scared because it makes the same sound like above us. I'm like, oh no, someone's after me. I'm just really lucky. I just got out of here completely by accident because I have no idea what the layout of this sucking map is.
It's is it actually like a maze or is it just?
I think it's meant to be a small maze, but I just accidentally went exactly the right way.
I feel like it's probably just really poorly designed.
Could be.
Oh, but we're in a Star Wars hangar right now, so that's cool.
Like 6, 7, 8-year-old me, I think I was 8 or 9 when I played this. I never seen Star Wars at the time, and even I recognized this stupid hangar.
Yeah, it's totally a Star Wars hangar.
So we get on the invisible platform that we couldn't see from a distance, but whatever.
Of course. And it's
alarms, no one sees us, no one guarding.
He's that what's his name is probably the only actual guy on this entire ship, isn't he? Now that he killed that other person.
Well, maybe because like there's a prison deck right below the command deck, right above the shuttle bay, and there's not a single guard to be found.
Yeah, I think it was only those 2 people, and so when he killed that Imperial pilot, it was just him left on the entire ship now.
You know what? The guy's dumb enough that I... Spoiler alert, he's really dumb. He's dumb enough that I fully believe it.
He didn't see us when we were standing right next to him.
And he's gonna die in an incredibly dumb way, semi-spoiler.
Hey, down in front. I can't see out the window.
No, don't worry about it. See that code there?
Yeah.
I'm writing it down because you can see this keypad is exactly like ours. It's base 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And you just quickly copy down those coordinates because you need to come back here later. Meanwhile, the very first screen in the game is us looking at our own ship's panel, which has the coordinates, which I wrote down happily. If you didn't, you have to start a new game.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, that if you didn't write down those coordinates, you start a new game, and if you didn't write down the coordinates for Osgard's ship, you'll have to start over.
Or just look it up online.
Thankfully, I actually was smart, and when I first played, I actually did write down the coordinates, and they came in handy.
Well, you grew up with adventure games, so...
Yeah, but adventure games don't do that. You always have an option of manually walking back.
Some of them do. Alright, so if we're gonna be ripping off all of the really successful sci-fi franchises that came before us, are we at least going to take something, like, obscure? Or are we just going to go for, like, Star Wars, Star Trek, Stargate?
I have no idea, because I don't watch enough sci-fi.
That's a shame.
But they covered all the star nouns, so that's a good start, right?
Please tell me we're going to get, like, some sort of alien reference as well.
Not off the top of my head. I can't think of one.
Wow.
But I never saw aliens, so, maybe there's going to be something in there I missed.
If there is, I'll point it out. So why are we just wandering around the ship?
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. Sorry.
Huh. And we're back on Fantasy Planet.
I did, by the way, because there's like two keypads you're supposed to see that I didn't see, but that's okay because I know that I figure out how to use them anyways.
Okay.
So anyways, remember how I said this was all just a great big a great big lot of nothing? Like a great big plot distraction?
It looks like a big empty plane that we're on right now. And it looks like we crash landed too.
We did. We burrowed, and here's our original ship. Because we used the same coordinates as the original ship.
Okay, but we didn't actually land hard enough for the crash landing that ship appears to have made. And he positioned it really well. He hit exactly behind his first ship.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't flying it. I'm pretty sure it was all automated.
Still, that's superb autopilot right there. Especially since if we use the exact same coordinates, we should have landed on our original ship and just crushed it into dust.
You're giving us way more thought than the devs did, dude.
I can't help it. Let's fly down these stairs again. It wouldn't be...
Look to the right! What?
It wouldn't be quite so disturbing if there was the sound of footsteps or something.
But no, it's literally just levitation.
We're just floating everywhere. It's like we're an amorphous mass of energy that... We're
just a ghost.
Yeah, we don't have a physical body, but we have the ability to manipulate physical objects around us. That's going to be my headcanon now.
You know what? Go for it. Makes more sense than a lot of stuff in this game.
Oh. Hello,
I can't
Stargate,
believe
my
people
old
said
friend.
this was a good Mist clone. Like, that's just an insult to Mist. My favorite game franchise, no less.
Maybe they just got awestruck by the graphics.
But yeah, see, now we go back to where we were.